Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Avini Vibes. Very, very happy to be here tonight. It's the fall. I'm up here in New York, and the weather, it's crazy. It just changed last night, and we had crazy wind and rain and the colors, and it's just magnificent. So very, very fortunate that we're all together tonight here at Avini Vibes. And I just want to remind you that we don't make any medical claims here. We don't diagnose nor treat. What we do is we come together as a group to learn, to educate, and to hear some amazing stories. If you're a guest tonight, just give me your hand up if I can see you. And we want to welcome you to the call. A lot of familiar faces and a lot of people that have contributed through these 2 years, over 2 years now of doing Avini Vibes. Magnificent company. We say this company has the best people, the best products, and the smartest people, right? Wouldn't everybody give me a thumbs up to that one? Smartest people are attracted to this company, but amazing leadership as well. So fabulous leadership. If you go on these calls in the evening, the diamond calls every Wednesday night, mark your calendars because it's just precious. It's just tidbits of things that will help you in your own personal walk, in your own personal journey, and in this business, and in your own personal health. What does Neil say? It's all about preventative, right? We don't hang out at hospitals, although sometimes we do. But it's about preventative, taking care of being an advocate for your own self-care. Very, very, very important. So we're going to have a special guest tonight. I'm just going to give you a fair warning. I'm house sitting. My neighbors went to Italy for 3 weeks, and I'm blessed to be staying in this beautiful 160-acre farm. So I have three little dogs that I'm hanging out with for 3 weeks. Four alpacas, a couple sheep, and a bunch of cows. So I only have to feed the dogs though. So it's pretty cool though. So it's been really the adventure. It backs up to my property, so I could literally walk through the woods. But we do have big black bears up here in New York. So I guess I'll drive around the corner instead. But with that said, I have to share just one thing. I had a health issue and now I don't. And that's because the plus motion helped me be able to fix my foot that I can run through the woods if necessary, if getting chased by a bear. So anyway, welcome to the call tonight. I want to welcome Novella Williams. She's such an amazing woman and she's going to share her story. And through Avini and Carol Witt, had the opportunity to get to know her more and more and even meet her in person at one of the summits. And her daughter is with us. If you don't know, two daughters are hopefully going to be with us. I see Dr. Nekita with us. But Novella, I'm just going to give you the floor. I'm going to be quiet and I'm going to give you the floor and please join us. We want to hear your story. Oh, and she's an author too. I don't know if I said that, but welcome. You have to unmute her, Carol. Novella, we just have to unmute.
Yes,
Welcome.
she can unmute.
We want to hear all about your story.
Got myself all situated here, waiting for Carol to
There you
unmute
go.
me. Okay.
There you go. Welcome.
Well, hello, everybody. It's so wonderful to be here, and it's so wonderful to tell my story. So here I'm just going to dive into it. So I'm not exaggerating when I say that we wouldn't be having this conversation here right now if it wasn't for a Vini Health Cell Defender. So let me take you back. I am a writer, so let me pull you on in here. So let's go back to lockdown, March 2020. Remember that? Even when they lift the ban, I avoided people. See, I got sick when nobody even knew about COVID. It was like about a week before they mandated the face mask. And I definitely didn't want to go through all of that again. So I stayed at home, locked myself away. So here's the thing. I was never somebody who was good at exercise programs. I was active though, always moving around. But you know how it gets when you get older, right? Or the way it's supposed to be. That's this expectation that you're supposed to slow down. Your memory's not supposed to be as good as it was before. Things like that just happen, right? It's slower, move around slower, all of this. So I stayed in as much as possible. I was moving around in a limited amount of space. And then the pandemic was officially declared over May 2023. Okay. So during those 3 years, there was an incremental decline. I got slower, I got weaker, less flexible. And I bet you a lot of folks did that. And unnoticed, completely unnoticed. So now a friend, Carol Witt, God bless her persistence, she made me take these drops. Okay. I mean, she literally bugged me to death. She just kept saying, you can I send, I'm just going to send them to you. So finally I gave in. And so she asked me, what I want you to do is I want you to just try them for 30 days. I said, okay. And if I say I'm going to do something, I will do it. Now, honestly, I didn't notice much. I just felt normal. But my family noticed everything. Okay. So they were shocked when I would come through the doorways faster than they expected. Or, I would make a sudden move, get up, my grandson and look at me and he'd go, how are you doing this? I didn't even know what he was talking about. But I tell you what really got me was one day they just started cheering. I mean, actually cheering, just like I won the Olympics or something. Why? Because I had casually raised my hands above my head. And I mean, I was trying to hammer like this, and I was talking, and that's when it hit me. I had been gone I was so far gone that I didn't even realize it. And it wasn't just the physical stuff, right? I had moved to a new city and I didn't even trust myself to leave out of my house. I was afraid I was going to get lost, even if I just went around the corner. I had to put on a GPS whenever I put the GPS on my phone whenever I left out. I couldn't hold the number in my head longer than, your two-step verification. I had to write it down. I'd be in the middle of a conversation and suddenly nothing, no words, not like I forgot them. It's just like this big giant hole. Now, the only good part of this whole experience was that I got to watch some great movies over and over again, just like they was new. Now, so what happened was once they started cheering and stuff, I bought another bottle. That's when I really felt it. About 6 weeks in, my memory came back. I was remembering stuff. I was remembering things just like I thought just was lost. I didn't know that they was even, I'm getting old. This is the expectation. I got so excited. I walked around and when the moment that it hit me, I was like, was walking around telling everybody, oh, and people, I mean, I wasn't even trying to enroll anybody where I was just so happy. I was telling all my friends, and they just started jumping in and jumping in and jumping in and just getting the product. And because I thought it was down, I was down for the count. Okay, let's fast forward about a year later. Okay. Year later, I'm going through some email. I'm looking for an old message. And I realized that it's been a year since I started washing those toxins from my body. I was literally moved to tears because I remembered what it felt back then, old and resigned. It was a quiet resignation, like the kind that sneak up on you when you think you're at peace. Like I thought this joy that I had been feeling, that it was genuine, but it was mostly just happy reactions to the world around me. There was a dullness present, like a sense of settling. I didn't even realize how much I had lost touch with my own thirst in life.
Mm.
That year, the dullness was gone. My mind was clear. My body felt alive. I had the urge to do things that I used to love, like traveling, even dating, getting up, doing something different. The fog was lifted. It just revealed the whole world of possibilities that I just thought that no longer exist. What I thought was old age that was slowing me down, toxins, toxins in my body poisoning me. I used to think, create, generate ideas endlessly. People came to me for insights and empowering words. That was me. But somehow along the way, I had lost that. I became somebody who lived vicariously through other people, going through the motions without that juice that I used to have. I was content to just watch from the sidelines and just be resigned to the rocker. Cell defender, pull those toxins out. It gives your body the chance to do what it's supposed to do. Now, here's what's the beautiful thing about it. It doesn't go in your body and disrupt it. It goes through your body and leaves, allowing your body to work naturally, to do what it's supposed to do. I've always been, like scared of medicines and anything that would interfere with body's natural balance. But with uh, this cell defender, I didn't have to worry about it. Now, 2 years later, I'm not just living, I'm thriving. The woman who was content to sit in that rocker, she gone. Instead, sitting there instead of sitting there watching other people have fun, I'm too busy having fun myself. The person who used to think, create, generate ideas endlessly, she back.
Oh, she's better.
I completed 2 books and I'm working on a third. I started a women's self-care summit. We had 4 over this past year. I enrolled myself into a team leadership program with the intent on being available to lead and advise large teams. My mind has always been my most treasured asset, and now it's firing all cylinders again. So I wake up every day ready for what's getting ready to come. Sometimes I just don't even go to sleep at night, but I'm good. I'm just so excited. It's a reminder of who I used to be. Thank you to Avini products, most notably Cell Defender and Cardio Care. Because that cardio care, I'm telling you, you up doing mine on full blast. So I'm a living representation of what anybody can be. I encourage anybody, especially those who think they're too old, to give this a try. A year ago, hell, 2 years ago, I was convinced that this was just the way life looked when you get older. I thought the aches, the pains, the quiet resignation, all of that was part of the package. I didn't know that feeling like this, filled with vitality, was still an option. So we got hundreds of testimonies from people saying how extraordinary this product worked. But this one is mine. This one is real. I know this one is real. So honestly, I wouldn't be here without Cell Defender. And it's the catalyst for an incredible journey back. So thank you so much for listening to me.
Novella, thank you. I think when we heard you speak maybe 2 years ago, we were going to do the T-shirt. Novella's back. That's what you said. And you are. You're just radiating with vibrancy. Thank you so much. Powerful, powerful testimonial. How about Dr. Nikita? Where are you? Come on
I'm right
down,
here.
shall we say? Where all
Oh
right,
my
honey.
God. Just
We want to
listening.
hear the daughters.
I know, just listening
You
to
gotta
her,
be
I feel
proud of
so
your
much
mother.
pride. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay, so this
yeah.
this
Yes,
listening
we
to
can
you,
hardly
Mom.
see you though.
Oh, you can't see me? I'm sorry. I'm driving. I got stuck in traffic. It's supposed to have been 5 miles away from the house. I've been 40 minutes driving home. So,
There you go.
um,
Now we can see you.
so I feel so much pride when I hear her speak, especially remembering like what she was going through. I feel so much pride, but I also feel a little, I remember her walking around and uh, it was almost like she was tiptoeing down the hallway and then all of a sudden she would appear. And usually I can hear like her knee crick or the floor crick or something to know that she's coming, right? I didn't hear anything. She would just zoom down the hallway and she'd just be there. And I'm like, you're moving really fast, you know? And so I just noticed little things, and I'll be asking her, "Well, what are you doing different?" "Oh, nothing." "What are you doing different, Mom? Something is different." "Oh, nothing." And then finally, I saw her take some drops, like to sell the vendor. And I'm like, "What is that? Can I have some of it?" "Oh no, I only have a little bit left." I'm like, well, I want some of that. So it was cool because it was like I saw actual proof of how the product was affecting her in such a way that I don't normally take medicine like that, but it was like, it's not medicine. What is it? I want to know what it is. And to have access not only to the products, but what I found invaluable is me as a health profession or a person who's educated, being able to have the amount of information at my fingertips about the product, where they come from, what the products are, what they contain. Like that is invaluable to me. A lot of companies, I can say with this one, is completely transparent, and I love that about us. The other thing is, I did like I remember the first instance where I actually used a cell defender, and it was like I have a lot of teeth issues, and those teeth issues translate to sinus issues, right? And because of the extended amount of time the teeth had issues, all my sinuses became a little inflamed, and consistently dealing with a lot of inflammation and pain and infections. And so one day my mom was like, you keep going to the dentist and getting all these pills. Why don't you try it? And I'm like, okay, I'll try it. And so I start taking a cell defender, and that was cool, right? And then I learned about silver. When I learned about silver, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. This is the key because our nasal passages and all that stuff is so small. The problem with any type of inflammation or inflammation or infection is there's no way for the stuff to go. It aches, it pains, you can't smile, you can't chew, you can't eat. But the beautiful thing with that cell defender and that silver is that once you take it allows your body to fight the things that's trying to hurt it, right? And so I love that because I when I took it, I took it and I drunk it over a period of like 3 to 7 days. And when I went back to the dentist, they were like, "Oh, the antibiotics working, huh?" And I'm like, "No, I stopped taking those a while ago." But it was kind of cool because the pain that I was experiencing was gone. Like I didn't have to take any hard medicine like pain medicine or anything like that. And after doing that, I said silver for about 6 months. After a 6 months rotation, I didn't have to go to the hospital again or the dentist again or have any kind of issues with pain. And I'm still dealing with the teeth issues. But anytime I have a headache, a migraine, or anything like that, uh, what is that? What's that? Pain plus relief. I roll it on my forehead, roll it on my chin, and it's gone. And I love that part about it. Uh, my son, he's sitting in the back seat. Hi. Do you want to say? He can't see you here.
Hey there.
Hello. All right.
How are you?
Hi, my name's Sean.
Hi, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
So,
I
Mom wants you
am,
to hear your story.
well, yes, I am 15 right now. When I first started taking a beanie, it was 13, 12, 2 years, so 13. So I was 13 when I first started taking a beanie. And at first, I'll admit, I was like, I don't, what is that? That looks weird. I don't want to take that. I don't like like all that other weird stuff. And my mom's like, just trust me, just take it. And after like 5 days, I was like, okay, I'll take it. And I started taking it. I didn't really notice much at first, but one thing I could say was different that I really didn't notice at all was because I play sports, I do a lot of physical activity after school. After I got home, I wasn't completely exhausted. I wasn't just bottomed out or zeroed out. I was able to like my body like recovered from it instead of just being like I can't do anything for the rest of the day. I can't even do my work and stuff like that. So it helped me, how do I say it? It helped my muscles get more what's a good term? I'm trying to say that my muscles weren't
Recovery?
as, what'd you say? Like they recovered,
Recovery? Like, in other words,
but
you didn't have that
It wasn't sore.
recovery?
they
Like
weren't
you're
sore, yes. But what I'm trying
yeah.
to say is during me working out, I had like more energy, like more stamina. How do you say it? Like I wasn't getting as tired as easy. So I think that Avini overall helped me improve my breathing quality, my stamina, my exhaustion. It dealt with my exhaustion, dealt with my recovery, and overall, it's just been a wonderful experience. And I
So what
appreciate it very much.
I want to I want to jump in and say something, Sean, because
Yes.
I remember I was watching him and his mom was trying to get him to take the drops, and he was like, "I'm gonna take them. Why you keep making me take?" So I told her, I said, Nikita, don't force him to take it if he don't want to take it. And she said, "Yeah, but Ma, he hasn't come home complaining about his legs because." He is at that time he was 13. I think at that time you were like 6'3" or something like that. And he was having these growing pains, and he would just his mom would sit there and massage his legs and do all of this stuff. And then she said, "Yeah, but his legs haven't been hurting." And at that moment, he stopped and he said, he thought about it and he said, "Oh." And then I remember him taking the drops, but then I heard him because I could hear them talking in the morning time. I heard him getting up saying, "Hey, Mom, where are those drops?" I,
Okay,
I
there you
loved
go.
it. He was resisting it, but he really got into it. Yeah.
He's a wise young man.
And one thing else I can say is that I still don't like taking vitamins, but I'll take my Avini.
Good job, Sean. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. We
No
appreciate
problem.
it. Yeah, got a good mom and a good grandma.
Yes.
Sure.
So
Uh,
I want to say something else too. What really I know that some of these people on here, you all have been chasing Rick for years, like 20 years. You've been doing it. I'm like, how come I didn't know that then? I probably wouldn't have paid attention to it anyway. But anyway, because Carol wasn't there to make me do it. But the thing that I noticed, I went to California, and everybody knows this story because I went to California. I was with a friend of mine, and her daughter had died, and I was going to be with her to bury the body, but they wouldn't release it from the morgue. And so so I stayed there with her, but I didn't expect to be there for a long time, and I ran out of my Vini. I'm telling you. See, the thing about it is, what I really got was that, okay, so it's a gradual process when you decline, right? So incremental, you don't even notice it. And then
Hmm.
when you take in the Avini, it starts doing the same thing in a reverse fashion, right? So
Hmm.
all of a sudden, you're feeling good. You like you're
Hmm.
wondering why you even still taking this stuff because you okay now. And then you
Hmm.
stop taking it. But then when you stop taking
Oh, oh,
oh, hold on,
hold
Novella,
on.
you're muted.
How
We
did
can't
how
hear you.
did she get muted?
I don't know, but let's.
There you go.
okay.
She goes.
So
Okay.
so what happens is you stop taking it because you're back to normal. You're wondering how come I'm taking this stuff anyway, because you don't it's not some big pop that happens, right? And then after a while, you start feeling bad again. And then you're like, oh, well, let me go find something. I need to find something. And you're looking for something else because you didn't even realize that it was a Vini that was taking the toxins from your body. Now, I got real clear about it because I was in California. I did not have my stuff and I was running out of it. I was calling everybody. Who do you know here? I could feel it. I felt it. I felt it in the morning time when I got up. I was achy, more achy. I would get up off this instead of hopping up like I had been hopping up. I was like, getting up like this, like my kid, like my daughters and them had been saying that I was doing. I was walking slower. I couldn't lift my foot up all the way over the bathtub to get out of the bath. All of those things. I noticed every single thing. So I always tell people, when I'm sharing with them, I say, what you want to do is you want to write down before you even start taking it, everything that you notice that's off, okay? So that when it gradually starts shifting and changing, I want you to go back and look at that list. Like, you don't have to look at it every day. Go back and look at it, because then you will be able to distinguish exactly what's changed. Okay. So that's the biggest thing that I saw. And I know that I'm going to be taking Cell Defender for the rest of my life. I know this.
Thank you. Thank you. That's an excellent point. The excellent point. You know, use, I can't find it, it's just a good practice. So even my family, they know. Okay, oh, you take one with you in your pocket. I love Doug Dickey always did that, right? He always had one in his pocket and uses the Cell Defender. Is your other daughter with us? I don't see her. Is she on?
I don't. Is she
I
is
don't
she
think
on?
so. I don't know.
No.
She's at the house. I don't think so.
Okay, well, I wanted her to come on too because we want to hear her version, but she was in our MST class that we just did. And it's just remarkable, Novella. You raised two beautiful girls and two girls that are so passionate about helping others. And you just fit in so perfectly with this group of people here. But your wisdom and your knowledge is really great, great information, what you shared with us tonight. I want to give Chip the opportunity to come on. Where is he? I want Chip to do a
I
recap.
found me.
There you are. We found you. We can't go without hearing from Chip. Chip, thank
Okay.
you.
Well, sure. I got to meet Novella live and Dr. Nekita too at one of the big events. And I remember, it's kind of a dangerous moment because I walked up to her and she said, "Do you know who I am?" And I, I thought, well, it's not Carol Witt. Yes, but then when she said, and I recognized who she was, then later we were in one of the gatherings, and it was the event when the music was playing in the front, and we were at a table in the back, and I got a chance to spend, maybe half an hour, an hour just talking to her, and I kind of expected Dr. Daughter to be the I guess I was expecting Dr. Daughter to be what she is, but then when Novella started telling me where she'd come from and about herself, I thought, okay, well, that explains where the Dr. Daughter came from, because it's and you can hear in the storytelling, you can hear the author speaking, creating the story, right? And let's see if I can find down here where she said. Yeah, the big term for Novella was "I'm back," right?
Yeah.
And really, the essence I've found of Dr. Nekita is preparation. How many times have we had her do a particular product, and her preparation, her logical sequence to bring us up to a point where, okay, here's the problem, here's the answer, this is why it works. You can see why she likes this because it fits into her way of thinking. And it is all, as they said, transparent. You can see it. But this was some of the things that I picked up from Novella as she was speaking. I'm back. And that was why she jumped. Her friends started jumping in Avini. But what they saw was the old was new again. That caused joy in her and them. Dole became sharp. The thirst for life returned. And when you hear her speaking, you can hear that thirst for life, right? The thirst for telling the story. And she's great at it. And then she said, I felt clear and I felt alive. And then pretty quick, here comes the flow of ideas. And all of a sudden, I'm juiced again. No more vicarious living through, who knows, the kids, the grandkids. I'm living through grandson Sean, because he's very much alive. All of a sudden, she's living again. She's personally alive. And writing 3 books, 2 of them done, one another one. the head of a large leadership team wanting to lead, she will lead a large team of leaders in Avini. And that the theme, I'm back. And then I thought it was, it's interesting when Dr. Nekita comes, because I'd like to see her in her world. She's obviously dressed for a medical field today. You can see that she just came out of, and what she sees, what she's up against, what she finds that the humans are dealing with, and knowing what she knows now, certainly to take care of herself and the people around her, maybe not to have the freedom to say what she knows at work. If you're a part of a big institution, you may not have the freedom, but for her own problem with her teeth and her sinuses, and to be able to go back to the dentist. And this is a big deal, because she was able to tell the dentist, who complimented her on her gum health, right? And the dentist attributed it to the antibiotics, because it would be an infection at the gum line, periodontal disease. Avini is spectacular at undoing or avoiding periodontal issues. I had a call, the call right before, sitting out on the step before I came down here to be with you guys, was someone that was septic with Clostridium difficile, picked it up in a hospital. Deadly condition. The two bad ones are MRSA and Clostridium difficile. They have outrun all the antibiotics. Interestingly enough, just like Dr. Nekita spoke of with her oral and nasal cavity situation, her sinuses, Avini has several solutions when there's difficult bacteria. Oh, she says hers was MRSA.
MRSA.
So methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus. I know you guys love it when I speak Greek and Latin, but those are the two. Those are the bad ones, and there isn't anything. They wind up going to fecal transplants on the medical side. That's one of the bridges between us and them. But Avini has Cell Defender, can help deal with it by making you a poor host for those kind of bacteria. Nano can kill it directly. His immunity can help you to, every single mushroom makes its own antibiotics. The cordyceps, for example, the antibiotic is called cordycepsin that they make. And none of those have the bad bacteria found their way around. In other words, it isn't a spy counter spy thing with them. When you have Avini, it's still a perfect intervention for those problems. You can still kill those, where the medical side, it's gotten away from us. And so that was something that I just added in the notes where she was speaking. And when she was speaking to the dentist, or maybe speaking to herself about what she was going to tell the dentist, she said, when I began to use Avini, my body got back into the fight. Well, how precious is it to have somebody like her? And I wonder about where she is all day long, and how precious she is to the people she's taken care of. Sometime I'd like to know more about what she does in her other life, and if she has any freedom to bring these things, or if it's an after work, out of the office thing for her to represent Avini. I don't know that, but that has to be something going on in her life. That's part of what I saw.
Thank you, Chip. Thank you for recapping that tonight for us. Avini brings people together. It's a beautiful thing. I would never have the opportunity to know Novella or Dr. Nekita if it wasn't for my dear friend Carol Witt. And I'm just grateful for that, as many of you are. If you're a guest tonight, the person who invited you cares about you, loves you, and wants you to thrive, as these women just shared their stories. It's all about thriving, right, Carol? Thriving. That's Carol's middle name. I love it. So, we're here tonight again, to learn, to love, to nurture one another, to lift up, edify, and hear the stories that we're making every day in the lives of different people. Chip, thank you for what you do. Carol, thank you for what you do. And this amazing group of people, thank you each for what you do. I do just want to remind you one thing, business-wise, order ship. Fix your order ship if you haven't fixed it yet, because you're going to have to do it by tomorrow night. All right. So auto ship is very, very important. Get those points back so you can get free product. I use mine and then I give that product to someone who maybe needs that product that possibly couldn't afford it, and that's paid back. It's what is it called? Pay it forward, right? And then Friday, say a prayer for Mickey and the team that's going to be in Franklin, Tennessee, because the event's coming the 10th and the 11th. Mickey's so gracious. He helped me the other night with a problem, even though he was getting ready for this big event. So that's the kind of people that this company has. And also November 14th and 15th, Boca Raton. Hannah had great advice. Get your ticket. Hannah, you wanted to make a comment? You have your hand up.
Yeah, I just really want to thank Novella and Dr. Nekita, but more importantly, I would like to say thank Sean for
Yes.
accepting this, because what you have created here for us, Sean, is 3 generations. And that is what we want. We want to embrace all of you young people. Now, when you were 13, I believe you were 6'3". So how tall are you now? And with your growth, I'm sure that the Cell Defender and the products that you are using are making your bones strong, so that for any athletic adventure that you go into, you're going to have a strong body. But how tall are you?
Around 6'4" to 6'4.5".
Okay, that's good.
And he's still growing.
Still
Hannah,
growing.
Hannah, that was a great point. And
But
Sean,
3 generations, that's what we want.
yeah.
I want to begin with all of you young individuals to take it to your parents and your grandparents and your aunts, your grandaunts. Oh, what a beautiful world we will have.
So,
Thank
Sean,
you.
a little bit of fun being tall. I went through that horrible nights with your legs just wouldn't let off. But this is just fun for you going forward in your life. When people ask how tall you are, start with 4 foot. I'm about 4'28". Makes them do a little calculation. It's just kind of a fun little thing.
Make them think. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you all next week. Get your summit tickets for February. They're on sale now. You can get them at a
Excuse me?
discount.
Oh, yeah. Sean, go ahead.
Everyone,
I had a
go ahead, Sean.
question for
Sure, go ahead.
what's his name?
Chip.
Chip.
Yes.
Hey, Sean,
Yes,
Chip, CHIP.
I wanted to ask you what I could do for um strengthening your ligaments.
Interestingly enough, we have specifically introduced the first ingredient ever, which is designed to actually do that, to give greater tensile strength to your ligaments. And it's in the Avini Plus Motion product. It's in this one.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show you some magic. This is the world with Rick Deitch, who is our biochemist. This is the world without Rick Deitch.
You're so cute.
Oh,
So yeah, you'd be excited about that. Some of the other products, certainly Cell Defender helps to clear things so you're making better connective tissues. Plus Balance is specifically designed for connective tissues as well. So it really is. And at that moment when one of them gets strained and it either gives or it doesn't, we have, Hannah's, 2 boxes away from me on my Zoom, hit by a car 6 months ago. And she had been using the product for a while. And so I think a lot of people, that would have been it. But she took it. And she's back with us. Howard Smith, same way, had been using Rick's product for years so that his skeleton was good. He got hit from behind by a car too. This is hit by cars, not by football players or basketball guys that are, roughing you under the basket. hit by cars, Howard got up and walked away. It's amazing. You know, and if like Christine, fall off a horse and you take assessment. Am I okay? Do you stand up and jump back on, or do you lay there and wait for help? I love your question, and what a beautiful time to ask the question. The actual ingredient that causes the greater tensile strength in the tendons is called tendaxion. Tendaxion, and once again, Greek and Latin, it is a mucopolysaccharide that causes the strengthening of the tendons. But tendaxion, so tendon, axion. I love the term tensile strength, because if you're testing a cable or a rope, you want to know the tensile strength of the cable. Well, the tensile strength of your tendons is super important, and it is a type 1 collagen that causes that benefit. There's 520 milligrams in the Avini Plus Motion, and many other ingredients that help to cushion joints. They help with the cartilage, with the synovial fluid that is the lubrication. So a lot of stuff that I've in my life marketed one at a time. And they're all in here, and some that you never heard of before, and Avini Detoxilite. So perfect question. I was thinking when you spoke earlier, you're getting exposed right now. You're on a network marketing call. I learned when I was about 45 about this. So when I was a very, very young man at 45, my take is that you might be younger than I am. What an incredible life you have ahead of you if you begin building these ideas now. My kids that were raised doing this, my son does a lot of it. He has a lot, his income from doing this is about to surpass his income as a coal mine boss in Wyoming. My daughter said no, because it was scary watching us. We were up and down a few times, but interesting. And your kids, here we are with 3 generations. There's a 4th generation coming, John's kids. And if they get the chance to be raised thinking this way, you've already got 2 generations ahead of you thinking this way. And you finally said, okay, maybe they know some stuff. And thank you. Pretty cool. I have to say, every time I hear Dr. Nekita speak, I think I would be lucky if she was my doctor. If I was in a situation, because guess what? She's also a teacher. So is Novella. And I suspect you are too. And the only difference between a network marketer and a teacher is the network marketer invites their own class, and they wind up with a classroom like this. Everybody is dying to learn everything. The students you dreamed of teaching when you became a teacher are who you can bring to your class if you're a network marketer. That was a lot of answer, but thanks for giving me a chance.
All right, great question, great answer, great information. All right, we're out of time, so I want to say thank you to everyone for being. Go ahead, Hannah.
Well, because this is for Sean as well as Chip, because we're talking about the youth and athletics. And I know when I've gone to my nephews' and nieces' events, or grandnieces, it was Gatorade. They had Gatorade there. But our plus hydration. What are your thoughts on the plus hydration, since we're going into detail on this for the young people and the athletes?
There's a lot of great stuff for athletes. I'm an aging athlete that doesn't want to give things up. I'm a 1950 model human. This was my 66th year in a row water skiing. I can still barefoot and get through a slalom course. I still teach people how to do those kind of things. So that's what you want too. You want to be 75 and still be Sean, right?
Amen.
You want to still have your powers.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So plus energy is another big secret. Grab yourself some plus energy, and before you go for your workout or your event, it begins in about 20 minutes and it lasts for hours. And one of the ingredients there was concocted by the Russian Olympic teams, ADX7, and made in the country of Georgia. So I think you'll like that. I think you'll like that. That happens in It takes about 20 minutes to kick in, and it lasts for hours. See what you think of that.
Thanks.
That's the plus energy, right?
All right.
Yes. Have you tried it?
Yes.
What
Yes.
happened?
So basically what happened was I ended up the best way I can explain it is, you know what flow state is?
Yes.
That's the best way that I can explain it. That's what it felt
So
like.
what is your sport?
Right now, this
Yes.
year and a little bit of last year, I was playing tennis.
Okay, so
So it's a lot
when you
more.
describe flow state, part of this, and if I were coaching, and I know a lot of people here are coaches, I coach vision. What do you see? What do you notice? You have something that you focus on, but then you also notice other things happening around. So in the tennis, maybe you see the ball coming, but you also see where the opposing player is moving to, so that you can counter his movement, get him going the wrong way. That the vision opens up and everything slows down. Is that proper? Do you feel like
Yeah.
it's not such a rush? That's the flow state, I think.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wow.
So great.
All
Joe's
right.
also
Boy,
a
we
lot
just
here, so I see Joe thumbing up there. He's an athlete as well. So who else
Well,
is?
listen,
I don't know.
we're gonna do a call in a couple of weeks on athletic stories. So I want you to all put that in your thinking cap, and I want you to shoot me an email, and I want to hear some of these stories. And I think that would be a great theme. So it will be a group effort. It won't be one speaker, it'll be all of you. So we want to hear about those athletic stories. We'll do that in about 3 weeks. So keep that in, put that on your homework list if you would. Listen, everyone, God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. I try to keep it under an hour just because it's easier for transcribing this and all. So thank you for being here. If you're a guest tonight, please get with the person who invited you. We'll see you all next week and keep Avini-ing. Good night.
Good night,
Thank you. That's
everyone.
great.
Good
Good night.
night.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Novella.